And the last thing we're going to talk about is the common mistakes that people make when they're trying to write and understand dominant seventh chords. And I'm getting all these from the actual experience of teaching this in a classroom. Let's start with question 1. Write the key signature in dominant seventh for each of these keys. Oh look, D major, I know D major's key signature, Father Charles, hooray for me. And now D major, that's a dominant seventh of D major, I think. D is the root, and then is that a major triad? Yes, it is, and C natural is a minor seventh above D, so that's right. There's a dominant seventh. Sad. X. What did they do? Is this a dominant seventh chord? Yes, it is. Is it the dominant seventh chord of D major? No, it's not. D is the root, and D is the fifth note of G major. D is the dominant of G major. This would have been the right answer over here. We are in the key of D major, so the root was supposed to be the fifth note of D major, since they're called dominant seventh chords. Dominant means 5 in music land. D is the tonic of D major. They've built a dominant seventh chord on the tonic. This is, I don't even know what to call this. A tonic seventh. I don't know what this is called. This is not a dominant seventh chord. The dominant seventh chord of D major would have been built on A. A was the root, and they were supposed to build a chord after that. So remember, don't confuse the key you are writing in with the root of the chord you're supposed to be writing. Remember, the dominant seventh chord is built on the dominant note of the key. So you always have to work with the fifth scale degree of whatever key you are in. Let's do a question down here. Write the key signature in the dominant seventh chord for this key, G minor. G minor has 2 flats. Battle ends when the treble clef. Okay, so let's not make the same mistake. The fifth note of G minor is D, right? G, A, B flat, C, D. So we get the root right this time. And yeah, I know dominant seventh chords have 4 notes in them, so that's probably right. Right, D is the root. Hooray. Now, what's wrong with this? For the billionth time, this is missing the raised leading tone. The leading tone of G minor is F sharp, and they forgot to write it in. A dominant chord is only dominant because it has a leading tone. Okay? It has a raised third. Plus, if you check your formula, this is a minor triad. This is D minor and a minor seventh. We need a major triad on the bottom. You have to remember, you can remember, there's 2 different ways to remember it. You can either just remember, I need to add the leading tone of the key I'm in, or you can remember, the bottom 3 notes should form a major triad. So that's 2 different ways. Bottom 3 notes form a major triad, or if that's too much work for your brain, you just think, what's the leading tone of the key I'm in, minor key, and then you insert it. Remember, major keys they have the leading tone built into it through the key signature, so you don't have to worry about that, but minor keys, you have to physically raise the leading tone yourself. Very aggravating. Okay, let's pretend to be confused a little more. Here's a root quality chord symbol. A dominant seventh chord on A flat. This means that A flat is the root. This has nothing to do with the key signature, okay? So don't go, oh, A flat major. A flat major has 4 flats. And then the 4th note of an A flat major scale is E flat. So the root of this chord must be E flat, blah, 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 blah. No, that's all wrong. Remember, root quality chord symbols, The answer is in the name, root quality. So you don't have to do any key calculations for root quality chord symbols. Don't think about key signatures at all. The root quality, root is A flat, quality is 7 dominant 7th. So the root is just A flat. You don't need to think of what key is this in, what is A flat, the 5th note of whatever key. All you have to do is just write a dominant 7th chord on the note A flat. That's pretty easy, okay? And the last one more. Write the dominant 7th chord above the functional chord symbol within the given major key. Let's do this one here. This is an A major chord, or this is an A major key. So you know, you're working really fast. You see 3 sharps. You say, oh, we're in the key of A major. And this is, we're building a dominant 7th chord on A major. Yeah, okay, so I'll write A, C sharp, E is a major triad, and then minor 7th on top would be G natural. Again, this is wrong because we're in the key of A major. The root is A, and is A the 5th note of A major? No, A is the 1st note of A major. Again, I've seen people build dominant 7th chords on the tonic of the key they're in instead of the dominant note of the key they're in. What note should this have started on? What's the 5th note of an A major scale? A, B, C sharp, D, E. It should have started on an E. E was the root, and then you work up from there. That's pretty much it. What did I basically said the same thing 3 times. Do not get the key you are working with confused with the root of the dominant 7th chord. Okay? That's pretty much it. And on top of that, remember to raise all your leading tones physically when you're working with dominant 7th chords in minor key signatures. And as long as you can remember that, you should do just fine on your level 5 RCM exam.